Good evening and welcome back to the Arsenal Social. After 1 week away, we're back and it's transfer deadline day. So look ahead to tonight's transfer deadline day special. Hello once again. Welcome back to the social. So tonight I am missing my right-hand man, Steve, which is that way. But fear not, we have a more than adequate guest we're actually thrilled to him to grace our show. He's obviously he's a channel regular, I should say, but it's his first time on the social. We welcome to the show Mr. Melvin Marks. How are we doing, Melvin?
Yeah, thanks, Adam. Thanks for inviting me on. Looking forward to this.
Always a pleasure. Anytime. And not only do we have Melvin today, we have another regular from the Over and Arsenal channel, which is Neil. How we doing, mate?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Decided not to try and use the earbuds, and let's see if this is better, just using the microphone on the iPad.
I've gone the other way. I've gone for the earbuds because I usually struggle a little bit, but we'll see.
Okay, if there's any issues with my sound, let me know. But hello, guys. Well, thank you, Adam, for having me on. Really appreciate it.
No, I've been trying to get you on for a while, you know that. So always love your views. So I'm sure people who watch the channel know Neil. He's probably the most positive Arsenal fan I've ever come across. And we like a bit of positivity, and we try and do a little bit of positivity on this show. So welcome aboard, both. It's great to have you here.
Hi, Melvin.
Hi, Neil. How you doing? All right?
All right, not bad, thank you.
Good.
So there's going to be plenty of shows on the channel that are going to talk about the game last night. So I'm not going to dwell on the game at all last night. We're going to go into that in a lot more detail on other shows. But tonight, I want to look at things obviously from the social. I've got 2 weeks of social stuff to follow up on because I wasn't here last week. So there's loads to cover. But also, it's transfer deadline day. So I thought it would be a good idea to kind of base the show around transfer deadlines. There's not a lot happening on the Arsenal front, is there? Let's be honest. Although me and Melvin were just chatting offline before we went live about the Douglas Luiz situation, saying that there's nothing happening there. But Villa have just announced 2 minutes ago the signing of Dendoncker from Wolves. They've literally just announced him on their Twitter. By the way, I've got a feed on here, so I'm looking at it all here. So you see me looking that way, that's what I'm looking for. So potentially that could get things moving again. So the latest I've heard is Villa turned down a 20 million bid and a 23 million pound bid from us. Will we now go back maybe with 25, take it or leave it offer? And the fact that now Villa have got a ready-made replacement in place, will that ease them a little bit? What do we think about that?
Can I go?
Please do.
For me, after seeing yesterday's game where I thought Villa were very, very physical. We were having a lot of players being handled pretty viciously at times. No referee, how can you say, support. And what worried me was if we play the way we've been playing and continue this amazing run, and it could well happen for a few more games, the tactics of opposition managers could well be, right, let's just go in there very, very physical with them. And, sooner or later, maybe 1, 2 or 3 of our key players could get hurt. And for me, getting a backup is now, after seeing yesterday's game, I wasn't so sure before, but now after yesterday's game, it's quite important if we can at least get one player in, just for that little bit of extra depth. And if we're not going to get the support from the officials, we need that to try and mitigate any potential injuries as a result of hard play from opposition players. Now, I know we've strengthened ourselves quite a lot recently in terms of physicality and all the rest of it, but it is a worry for me. So yes, I mean, I'm just looking at it now. I've just turned it on, and yes, they have signed their players, so it could pave the way, and I think that would be huge, especially with. We don't know what's going on with Partey. We don't know when he's going to. I mean, they're saying it's just not a precautionary, but he shouldn't be out for too long. But there is that concern. I mean, Xhaka's playing unbelievable.
Yeah,
he's playing unbelievable. He's like a new player. He's just so good, and we can't afford to have those gaps if either one or both are not around. We've obviously lost El Neni, who would have been some sort of cover. So we are so desperate for that backup now. The only other thing is if we don't get anyone, it could mean that we see Aziz, someone like the Orc of Aziz, a lot earlier than we may have anticipated. In a way, that's a kind of consolation for him, because I do want to see a lot more of him, but I wasn't expecting him maybe to feature in the Prem lineup. So that's the way I see it. And then obviously we got the issue with the right. It just never made any sense to me. Why get rid of Pepe if we're not going to have a backup plan? And Saka, you can see he's flagging, Adam, Melvin. He's flagging. He's still doing things. I mean, he was the assist, wasn't he, for the second goal? So it's not like he's completely silent in the games. He's still popping up, still creating things, and still even available to score goals. But the point is, he is tired. You can see it. Everyone is saying the same thing. His poor lad has been probably run ragged for the last 2-3 years non-stop. Yeah. He just needs a break, so we so desperately need someone on the right. But I can't. It's so quiet.
I know.
I'm not
it's
sure.
Terrible. In other news, Willian's just been announced to go back to Fulham. So I mean, well done to him. I don't know how he's got another role, but he's back in the Premier League. So we'll see if he has better luck with Fulham than us. I don't know what you two think about this, but I'm watching the games this year already with Saka. I think that we've changed the way we play a lot. Like last year, everything was going down the right, Odegaard, Saka. This year, we are so heavily concentrating on the left with Martinelli, and Odegaard's now supporting that. Is it because we don't see him as much in the game that we feel this way about Saka? I do feel that when he gets the ball, he hasn't been as effective, and there is something not right. I don't think he's as sharp. But is it because do we know he's not that sharp and we're not giving him the ball? Or is he not sharp for when he does get the ball? Do you know what I'm saying? What do you reckon, Melvin?
On Saka, I think that it's catching up on him. We mustn't overplay him, but we've done that. And to your point, Neil, yes, we'd love to have Pepe to keep Pepe, but Pepe wouldn't have been the answer. He'd just been another body. He wouldn't have been anywhere near as effective as Saka. What I've noticed is this season particularly, is Saka now is much stronger with his back to the defence to come inside. The defender can't get the ball off him. His strength has gone up considerably. But if you notice now, there's very few times in a game where Saka will beat a guy on the outside with his right foot. He used to do it, but he stopped doing that. Whether that's confidence or he hasn't got the energy, I don't know what it is. That's a shame. But listen, he assisted with the goal. We could and should have scored one yesterday. We needed. That's it. We can't afford to keep playing the ball down the left the whole time. That can't happen. We've got to attack teams from all over. We attack them with Jesus all over the place. Martinelli's all over the place. We're very fluid out forward line. And I think that probably as well, he does come inside a little bit more than he used to. That's very good. So listen, he needs at some stage a rest. He hasn't had any breaks really at all for any period of time. So we definitely need
we need someone to take that burden off him. That's clear. He does need a break, and he needs to be, rotated out to give himself that break, because he hasn't had much of a break in 2 years, really. He's been pretty much an ever-present. Yeah, crazy.
Let's face it.
And at that age as well. At that age, it's mental.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to see with players. They burn themselves out. No, I want to see how good this Marquinhos is. He could be someone that could take the place of Pepe.
Is it going to be Marquinhos? Is it going to be Vieira? We've not seen either of those yet, really. So it'll be interesting to see when they get a chance. Will they get a chance when we play Zurich away? Potentially. Could that be the first time we see them? I think so.
Possibly. We had the opportunity last night, Adam. We were 1-0 up against Villa. Should have been 3-0 up, I reckon, at half time.
Easy.
The second half, we didn't play at all, really. And we could have and should have gone for 2-3 goals second half. If it had been 3 or 4 up, which we should have been against that team, because they were demoralised, we gave them the confidence to come back at us. Let's face it. We could have afforded to bring 1 or 2 like Vieira on in 10 minutes, or Marquinhos for say 10-15 minutes, a pair of them, just to give them a little flavour. I'll tell you something though, if we talk very quickly about last night's game, we won't touch it up for long. I thought Eddie, when he came on, was a revelation.
Yeah, he was spot on. He was everywhere, wasn't he? He was just so busy. I don't know any other way to kind of describe it, but he was just running them ragged, and that's what we needed at that time. Like Villa, kind of.
He used his head. he got the ball and he carried the ball. He wasted time. He kept control of the ball because we were just giving it back to him. He held on to it. He was running into space. He was flicking it around one side and running the other. I mean, he never used to do that. He seems stronger as well. So his finishing needs to improve. Don't get me wrong, because he's not the physical yet. We know that. But if his finishing improves, he might
we've got a player. We've got a player there.
Yeah.
I think one more thing on last night before I go ahead. Neil touched on it earlier, and one of the reasons I think we really do need an enforcement in midfield is the amount that Odegaard was getting booted around, the amount of kicks he was getting on his ankles, knees, in the side of his thigh. I think potentially that's what Saka was getting last season. Players were targeting Saka last season. I think this season, with the way Odegaard started, like they were targeting him last night. They were completely targeting him. That could be a sign of things to come, and one of the reasons why, you know, maybe we do need to rotate him and Smith Rowe a bit more to give him a break. Maybe we do, and we are going to get injuries that way, unfortunately. You know, so I think it is vital that in the next 2 hours, 46 minutes, we do try and sign someone because it will come back. And can we get through to January without it? Is what I'm thinking. You know, with the record we've got injuries, with the clubs who are going to be targeting these players, I'm not so sure.
And it's not just that, Adam. I mean, the players that are in our squad that will go to the World Cup, you know, you never know what could happen in those games. It's going to be so hot out there. You know, they could struggle. There could be injury issues. There could be heat issues or whatever. I know they're playing it now in a bit of a more sensible season out there. But the point is, it's still going to be very, very hot. And yeah, I think it's so important. I don't know what time does it end? Is it 11 o'clock? So we got
and I think you know they've got to have submitted things before that deadline, but they can be completed after. So it'll be it's going to be tight, isn't it? But again, you don't know what's being done behind the scenes, do you? You don't know what's been submitted. You never really do know. So let's just we hope maybe we'll get some updates during the show, and we'll all keep an eye on it and say. But again, I don't really want to talk too much about last night. But again, 5 wins out of 5. Let's be happy. We've got a few people in the chat already. Terry's here. Great to see you again, Terry. Evening, Adam. Magic. Good, nice deal. See you 3 more than my old woman, which ain't a bad thing, really. I'm sure she's watching, Terry. You know, she'll love that comment. Also, we've got Terry here saying agrees 100% with Neil. Injuries are a big worry, 100%. And again with Saka, no rest in 2 seasons. Kicked from pillar to post. And I think again Odegaard's going to get more of that tonight. Also, I've got my eldest son in the chat by the look of it. Wow. This is my eldest son. So, how you doing, mate? He's staying over at Nan and Granddad's tonight. And I hope that means that Granddad's watching. I've been giving my dad a lot of abuse because he's not been watching the show. So, Dad, I hope you're watching. And I've got to watch my language now that I know my oldest is watching. You do. So, maybe I won't open that bottle of wine I've got around my neck. So we'll see.
Terry's your son. I didn't realise that.
No, I don't think so, unless there's something I don't know.
Some weird time travel issues going on here.
There's something going on there. I don't know, Terry, if there's something you want to talk about later, you know, DM me, but I don't think so. Again, I can't categorically deny it, but I'm also not going to hold my hand up. We move on. Anyway, one thing I want to look at is obviously I'm looking at transfers, but there's been a couple of things that have really cropped up the last 48 hours on Arsenal Twitter. That we before last night's game, we'd won 4 out of 4. We're doing well, okay. Everyone thinks that we do need some strengthening because we want to kind of kick on from where we are. But some of the negativity I'm still seeing from Arsenal fans on Twitter is just blowing my mind. And there's a few things that I want to share with you. It's all potentially around transfers, and I don't usually like. I know you've seen the show before. I don't usually like calling out Arsenal fans because I don't agree with it, but there are some that deserve to be called out. So I want to start off with the negative stuff and then move on to the positive stuff later. But there is a few. So the first one was from a guy called Lord Have Mercy. Let me just get us either side of this so I don't block Neil out. There we go. Now I've got to move around here. I'm not used to this. So Lord Have Mercy said, Zinchenko, Xhaka and Gabriel doesn't work. One has to be removed / replaced. They weaken our left-hand side and better teams will exploit them. Main culprit for me is Gabriel. Xhaka not so great either. White at right back ain't bad as long as the right centre midfield ain't Odegaard. However, he's too aggressive. Same for Partey. Where's this guy on and what has he been watching? Seriously. Like, this was from the 24th of August. So this was last week. So obviously, like I said, I've got a couple of weeks worth of social stuff. So this was before the Fulham game. Okay. I don't know what he's been watching. I really don't. Any comments on that?
I was thinking only today. I managed to watch just the 5-minute highlights you get on the Arsenal website.
Yeah.
And I was thinking there's some great partnerships forming. Obviously, you've got Martinelli and Jesus up front, and you've got all sorts of partnerships. You've got obviously the Gabriel and Saliba at the back. And I thought one player that has improved unbelievably, especially over the last 2-3 games, is Xhaka, and how he's moving forward. And actually, I saw how he was linking up so well with Martinelli, and in respect to his movement and how he's getting into the box and all the rest of it. And I think actually what's happened is we are now seeing the best of Xhaka, because I think probably this setup that we've got now, this system and this identity and all the players around him are exactly what makes Xhaka tick. And I'm not saying for any stretch of the imagination, I'm not saying that we build a team around Granit Xhaka, but the point is it just seems to have worked as a byproduct. And
is it potentially though? Is it potentially that we've been playing Xhaka in the wrong position all these years?
Could be.
Who knows?
Be. Who knows?
I mean, there was this tweet went out the other day from a quote from Wenger when Wenger signed him, saying that Wenger signed him as a box-to-box midfielder. Did anyone see that? I mean, yeah, I don't know if that was true, but I'm not going to doubt it. But then my answer is, why didn't you play him as a box-to-box midfielder? Why did you play him as a defensive midfielder? If that's what you saw. But I think Jack has been probably one of the most consistent players. I mean, thankfully, we've had a lot of real good performances. But whatever's going on at the moment, this is the thing. I was chatting with Steve the other night on his show. Like, we could have moved Xhaka back to that kind of this 6 role where Lokonga come in last night. But then you are affecting the way he's playing, where he started off so strong. And I thought Lokonga done great last night. I thought his range of passing was superb. And you give him more game time, he's only going to get better. In the second half, he faded a little bit, but I don't think that was down to him. I think that was more down to the way Villa were coming back at us and the way we were trying to get forward. But first half, he was spraying balls left, right, and centre, and he looked really comfortable. And he's still very young, so I do hope we kind of see a bit of a run in the team for him, regardless if we sign someone or not. But again, there's some more worrying people. We've also got some of the ones here, which is one of the best opportunities for Arsenal to challenge for the title, and the manager, director, and ownership are going to fumble it. So this is something that went out just yesterday, day before yesterday. I did reply and just said, be quiet. And I meant to say just, but I put due for some reason. Be quiet and enjoy the football. I got a few nasty comments back from that, actually. But I'm just thinking, like, for instance, like, what annoys me with this one is the window hadn't shut yet, and people are still losing their rubbish over it, you know. So fair enough if you have that opinion, maybe after the Man United game, after the transfer window shut, I could believe it a bit more. But you're doing it now, mate. This is Jay Harsh Gooner. To be fair, he's called Harsh Gooner, so I think the clue's in the title there. So you know that was one, and then someone else called James, Arsenal realist. This one actually replied to me and said, "Be quiet and enjoy. Football's an elite sport, and the aim's a win. A club like us should be winning. With your mentality, maybe go support Yeovil or something." I mean, first of all, here, football's an elite sport. No, football's for all. Football's a sport for all.
Yeah.
It's one of the only sport that is a sport for all. We play Arsenal play at an elite level. I'll take that, but football is not an elite sport. It's not an elite sport. So realist, get back in your box a little bit, mate. But like, these are entitled fans. I don't know, you know, where this guy's come from. For me personally, I've seen us through the George Graham years, the Wenger years, seen us through the rough and the bad. I'm just enjoying the football right now. I'm not trying to get too ahead of myself. And that's kind of what I'm getting at. Like, let's not get entitled. We're not, just because we're Arsenal, it doesn't entitle us to anything. It doesn't entitle us to a top 4 finish. No. It doesn't entitle us to a title run. It doesn't entitle us to an FA Cup. I'm just trying to say to people, kind of, this guy is called Arsenal realist, and he is literally not keeping anything real about this. Like, it's just like, thankfully, I had a lot of people backing me up after this, saying, you know, shut up, basically, to the other guys, and, you know, liking my tweets, etc. But it's like, I don't see why these people are going around saying this when one, we're on a good run, 2, the window hadn't shut yet. Do they literally go around every single day really stressing and having that anxiety in their heads, thinking what's going on?
Yeah.
Just enjoy it.
It just feels
I
like
don't
it's
know
attention seeking, and it's just, we're waiting for other fans to buy it. I won't say much because then let Melvin come in. But the one before, his own statement was a contradiction itself, because it's like he's saying, we wouldn't be at that place without all the people he just rubbished. So hang on a
Exactly.
minute, that sentence alone doesn't even make any sense. And then this one is, well, we are winning. He says a club like us should be winning, but we are winning.
Exactly. This is what I don't get.
If you count the last game of last season, we're actually 6 wins on the trot now. We forget about that. So
True, I like that, and that's why we got you in here. Positivity, I like that.
I reckon the guy
welcome.
that made comments. I reckon the guy that made the comments that Neil's talking about not working on the left-hand side. He must watch the game on radio. You must really do that. You can't watch the game or watch it on TV. You've got to look at radio and think what's coming on, because it just does work. You see it works. I mean,
Yeah, it's true.
Janko, missed him the last couple of games. He's a wonderful player, and however good Tierney is not yet going forward as good a player as Janko is.
I do think we've changed that. Like, we have not been as slick with Tierney back in the team as what Zinchenko was. Because Zinchenko, if you look at his heat maps, are ridiculous. He's getting in the midfield, he's getting out wide, he's everywhere. And I think because his movement, it allows our team to be more flexible when we're going forward. So in different transitions, with Zinchenko in that team, we can move into a back three quite easily, and then he can go as a support player. And I do think we have kind of missed him, especially on the attacking front. But I think you mentioned it the other night, Melvin, on the Monday show, that now we don't think Tierney is a guaranteed first choice left back. We think he has got that competition now, and I think that's good. That's only going to benefit the club.
Definitely. It's not. I mean, he gives 100%. But you see sometimes in a game, you see he stops moving forward with the ball. He looks to get it square or back. He hasn't got the confidence like he used to slide down that wing and hit that ball across. He did a couple of good centres yesterday, actually, but you can tell the game against Fulham, he stopped doing it. He just shut up, and that's it. I'm not doing it anymore today. I've had a lot.
That's what it seems like. We've got a few more comments in the chat before I move on. My boy's still in there. Keep up the good work. Appreciate that. I don't know what you're after, but I'm sure I'll find out. We've got Kev. It's always sunny. He's always an ulterior motive. Kev Rooks, evening Gooners. Another good win last night. Still top of the league. As the Spurs fans must hate it, they must. I think they do, especially when they didn't get that one. Evidently, they were really lucky to get a draw last night, from what I'm hearing. 100% Lord has mercy. Terry again, Xhaka is like a new signing, 100%. Yeah. Now, James is in the chat, and he has come up with an exclusive piece of breaking transfer news. Thanks, James. Black car with a plate registered to Arsenal Football Club has picked up Douglas Luiz. They've tracked it on motorway cameras as well. This fan base is mental, absolute nutcases. I hope this is true. This is the stuff I love. This is literally Arsenal Twitter when we go completely mental. My son likes that one, James. So yeah, you've made him happy. Agree harsh Gooner. Terry, does that mean you agree with the harsh Gooner, or you agree with what we're saying, Terry? I'd be interested to find that. He does say spot on, James, in regards to being nutcases. Kev's back in there again. Football Twitter is a bit of a cesspit. A lot of the weirdos yet. Yes. A lot of strange stuff on Twitter from my boy again. And United fans celebrating a goal. Oh, they just gone one up, have they? Oh, yeah. That's a shame. That's a real shame.
Yeah.
I'm not so. I wouldn't be surprised if they go on a little bit of a run, but hopefully that only stretches to tonight.
Yeah.
Just moving on. Couple more. There's another guy on Twitter called Breezy Bilal, who goes by the initials AB, who's had a couple of real issues last couple of days. One was yesterday. No Tielemans, no Neto, no Danilo, no Ukrainian winger. Couldn't even be bothered to spell that one, even though it would be less characters. No signings, Edu, and these owners.
Lovely.
Not going to say that. I mean, and they're good. I had to get involved with that. Things are good. Be quiet and take your pessimism elsewhere, or at least wait until the window's shut. I'd put, So he didn't react kindly to that one, to be honest with you. And then he had another comment later on. Arteta's go-to excuse is we'll try for the right opportunity with transfers. Wake up, man. You need a central midfielder and winger badly. Game are coming thick and fast. I'm kind of... Arteta does come out with that, but wouldn't we rather we do sign the right players rather than costly mistakes who are not going to... I would. I'd much rather only sign the right players if they're right for the team structure. They're right for the I suppose, what's the word I'm looking for? The squad, the
attitude as well.
Squad, the attitude, yeah. Because if they're not right, then we have got players who have got that attitude, who have bought into the system already. Let's give them a chance. We have got your Lokongas, we have got your Zizas. So I'd much rather we do sign that. Would you rather sign someone like Willian again, and go through that whole mistake? Would you rather go down that route of signing players who've just got those wrong attitudes when we're in such a good place right now? I just don't really get it.
Yeah.
We've also got a guy called Arsionomics who's been in the feature before. Usual miserable stuff. Worst duo of all time, Edu and Mikel. They must be thrown out. Excuse me. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to really go on that. And then we've got two more on the negative stuff, which I'm going to quickly breeze through. We've got N, who goes by Nate WR1. Basically, doesn't think we're going to get top 4 anymore. This was yesterday afternoon because we had signed someone. And then I agree with the guy underneath. Reactionary, we're definitely even with injuries, better than Spurs and Chelsea completely. I mean, I don't know where these people are getting this stuff from. I mean, like we said, we've won 4 out of 4 at this point. The window hadn't shut. It's like I just don't get people.
What's worrying is that guy. He's actually got 50 likes for that.
I know that one. Some of them have got hundreds, and you wonder like. Part of me just thinks, like you just said earlier, they just want to get likes and stuff like that, so they say stuff like that. But then when you look back at all of them, they're all like that. You think, well, actually, something's amiss there. And then the last one, I promise you, for the negativity tonight, I'll show you is this one. We needed a winger and centre midfielder at the start of the window, and now we need a winger, central midfielder, and a defensive midfielder. This will come back to bite us from Sean. And well done, Sheila, underneath. They're doing their best, Sean. We have had a good window. Try not to get too depressed. We'll be okay. I think Sheila echoes most sensible Arsenal fans out there. So well played, Sheila. And, I'd keep your tone down.
Can I just say, Adam, I think there are some of these comments. I'm not all, well, this one, for example, this one, I'm not so, he's not actually being rude as such. I think
it's not.
It's more a point of concern. And I get that. I mean, if you like we all do, we so love the club. And especially when we're on a run like this, we don't want it to end. We don't want it to be spoiled. We don't want it to be, I mean, I don't want us to, even draw against United. I don't want us to win. I want to keep that run going as much as possible. Yeah. And if, for the reasons we said earlier about injuries and, players getting very physical with us because that's the only way they can stop us now, and that leads to injuries and whatnot, I can understand where it's coming from. But I think at the same time, you're right. We can't be just buying anything that's out there just for the sake of buying it.
Kevin, the chat has just come up literally exactly that. I've come to the conclusion that a lot of fans just want any old sign it just for the sake of it.
Yeah.
They act like spoiled. And I think it is that. Some people are just so desperate for some action. They don't remember some of the took that we've bought before. They literally do not remember. Like, do you remember all those years ago on transfer deadline day when we bought Arteta as one of them? We bought all those 5 players, which was just like complete.
Yeah.
A lot. We got Arteta, we got Mertesacker, but then we also got some Andre Santos, Ben Ayoun.
Was he the one that?
He was a brilliant dancer.
He was, to be honest.
Was he?
And he had a good shirt collection.
Yes, he's the one that at half time, wasn't it? With our
Van Persie, half time, ridiculous.
Half time, wow.
Yeah, ridiculous, unreal. Yeah, I agree. We don't want him to be a sign another Willian. Definitely not. Loki's in the chat. Evening, Loki. Good to have you here as always. So yeah, I mean, some people, I think they do just want. They just forget sometimes. I think when we're in a good place, they just forget what it was like before and just think everything matters. Anyway, I want to move on to some positive stuff now. I really do. I'm going to stick to the transfer theme though. So there's a few things that I've seen around this week in regards to transfers that have made me laugh. We talked just now about buying players for the sake of it. Now, this one comes to mind. Scientists have predicted that by 2024, you will never be more than 6 feet away from someone who's from Forest this summer. They've signed 19 players as of today, and they're about to sign up. And I've just seen they're about to get Batshuayi from Chelsea on loan, which will be 20, and possibly one more to be 21. I mean, I know they lost a lot of players. They lost a lot of their squad last year who come up, but that's just mental. But they're buying players in the same position as well. Now, I've never had a problem with Forest. I always remember that they gave us our first kit. So for that, I'll always be grateful for. I really had a lot of time for Brian Clough and what he done, what he achieved there.
Yeah, brilliant magic.
You know what I mean? And I think they're a good, solid club. But what is going on there? Like, And some of the players they've signed are not that bad. But how do you get 20 to 21 new players involved in that short space of time whilst keeping the players you had happy? It's mental. I mean, it'd be interesting to see. I mean, they lost 6-0 last night. So, I mean, like, I'm surprised Steve Cooper hasn't been sacked yet, to be quite honest. But,
Well, they're going to
yeah, it's...
aren't they, Adam? That's
What's that?
They're going to focus
They're gonna what?
5-4 managers for us.
Yeah, that will be next. I think that will definitely be on their job next. So let's just have a little look through some of the. So we mentioned a couple of weeks ago about Yuri Tillemans. Did you see the show when we found the Gooner who had seen that Yuri Tillemans' house was on sale, and that was it? He was moving to London. I don't know if you saw that, but me and Steve come across a tweet where an Arsenal fan had tweeted that Yuri Tillemans' house was on sale because he's moving to London. So I can just give everyone an update on that one. That Yuri Tillemans has sold his family home in Corn in Leicestershire and is living in temporary accommodation. Family expect to get a late move to another Premier League club, and then it's AFC, Man United, LFC. That was a few days ago. So yeah, just to let everyone know if they were worried about it or they were thinking of making a late bid, house is sold now, off the market, temporary accommodation. So just so everyone's happy with that one.
Is he a vegetarian?
Sorry?
Is he a vegetarian?
Well, because of the Corn. I think that's why he lived there, obviously. I think he probably was, and he thought, what a better place to live in England. Let's go and live in Corn.
Yeah, if you're a vegetarian, it's the best place to live.
Yeah, definitely. I wonder if they genuinely do get, like, some nice corn stuff sitting in there. This was another one that come up in the week that always makes me laugh. Zinchenko is currently at Luton Airport, sat in the arrivals department. Wonder who he's waiting for. You can imagine the reactions we got to this. Did you see this one?
Yeah,
I
think I've seen this one. Yeah.
So, firstly, there's no way. Obviously, it's been proven that he wasn't waiting for a player because this happened like a few days ago. But why anyone would think that if Arsenal are about to sign a player, oh yeah, let's send Zinchenko. No, he's injured. We can't send him. We can't send. Oh no, he'll be fine. He speaks the language. Just send him up. Like,
that wasn't
come
a
on.
thing on his sport, don't worry.
I mean, one, we don't know when this was shown. Like, really.
No.
I mean, two, like, he could just be meeting his mum, his girlfriend. He's probably meeting his girlfriend. We saw pictures of her today being at the game last night. Or his wife, sorry. It's all making sense now. That's who he was meeting. He was meeting his wife at Luton Airport. But you know, everyone just put 2 and 2 together and got 8 because there was a flight coming in from Warsaw apparently, where Shakhtar are based at the moment because of what's going on in Ukraine, and they thought we were signing this Ukrainian winger. It's just ridiculous. Like, again, it went for a little bit of a meltdown for a little while there, but stuff like that just make me laugh. And then leading on from the same guy. Actually, we saw this a couple of days later on Instagram.
Oh yeah.
That he followed us. He was following Arsenal, breaking Mudrick 10, which of course we're assuming is his official, tag. Started following transfers Emirates Stadium. So obviously then with Zinchenko picking him up, and now him following us.
Done deal.
He's definitely done deal signing. I'm still waiting for that to happen, which is great. There was another one yesterday who did claim a done deal, which was Lorenzo. AFC Lorenzo claimed a done deal last night. Done deal exclusive. Danilo completes his move to Arsenal for 30 million announcement tomorrow. I'm so sure about this. I'm willing to give £20 to anyone who likes this tweet.
How many like the tweet?
I did like it. I mean, you've got to take your chances. At the end of the day, you've got to be in it to win it.
Score's a score at the end of the day.
But my biggest issue with this, with Lorenzo, right? He couldn't even be bothered to mock Danilo up in our kit for this season. He put him in last season's kit.
We were talking to him last season. Season.
Very good.
We were, and I think that's what he's good governor from last year. And that was just the thing. It's like, talk about laziness, Lorenzo. If you're going to do something, I mean,
do it properly.
Do it properly. I mean, no slapdash there, but Arsenal fans just absolutely crack me up at times. They really, really do. So, also, as you know, I tend to look on Facebook a few times here and then around that. There was some breaking transfer news on Facebook from one of our players. Can you believe it? Not sure it's going to be all right, but William Saliba, deadline. Mikel Arteta wants 2 quick transfers. These are the names with a link. Can you believe that? I mean, I don't know how that was done yesterday, by the way. It's just 3 hours. But that was yesterday. So I'm not sure how they kind of feel about that. But some people bought into it and thought, you must be in with it. So, we had Samuel who said, we need central midfielder. Partey is never reliable with fitness. Usually get injured when on top form. and he usually takes time to get back to top form when he's fit. Right winger, and he's got very specific here. Right winger, left-footed. The wild act is back up for Saka. Saka is not looking invincible so far, so he needs someone to drag a shirt with a keep him in check. A midfielder and flanker. Guy's got the wrong game now. I think he's got mixed up with rugby. Number 6, real central midfielder. Signature marks the rebirth of Invincibles. Let's hope it will go through. So people actually buy into
Wow.
this.
Do they not know it's not a real account?
But
It
no,
can't be.
this is the problem. They really don't. I've been trying to prove this to people, but we'll come on to that a bit later. Melvin.
This
go for it.
geezer, not only do we need a midfielder and a flanker, we need a fast bowler as well, I reckon.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, why stop there? We'll get a
Yeah.
scrum half involved. Perhaps that'll work as a number 6 instead. We'll get it. We'll get it. Brilliant. I'm not sure which one that was, Kev, but I think they've all been pretty good so far. Terry's been open. We need ready-made Premier League player rather than ideally 100%. I think we all agree that. All agree with that. Look at the background. Again, I think that was the Luton Airport one. And again, Kev picks up on it as well in an old Arsenal shirt when we saw Danilo. It's just brilliant. It's just brilliant. Oh, hold on. Villa are considering a nude offer for Arsenal for 22.2 in add-ons. Oh, breaking news. I mean, I'm supposed to be keeping an eye on this, but I don't need to. And I've got Kev and James on the case. So, that's good. Keep the news coming. Keep the news coming. Just moving on from the last one here in regards to the transfer thing was... who would that be, bro? I'm a free moder. I don't know what that is.
No,
but he's one of them. At least one plus. The Sasiba Senior, Yuri, Zaha, or Louise. And then later on, Andrew gets it. This guy is not real. He is impersonating. Same person controlling everyone's. It's true. It literally is.
Yeah.
It's the same person controlling everything. And then there was this other one that made me laugh, which was last night, that people just clutch at straws. Arsenal have the upper hand in the race to sign Douglas Luiz. I think call him David Luiz. After we had a conversation, because he's not allowed to chat, because obviously talking means that we're going to sign him. So the fact that he's Brazilian and he talked to him last night, but now they're saying that because we talked to him last night, that's why Villa want more money. So if Edu wouldn't have opened his mouth, we could have got it for 18 million.
Yeah, dude. Damn it.
I mean, I'm sure that AB and Sean are going to have something to say about that, even if we do sign him.
Schoolboy error.
Exactly. And I saw this one today, which just made me laugh, which is a guy called Shay underneath got there straight away. FC Barcelona and Arsenal talked to the transfer of Memphis Depay. For all terms already agreed. Shay underneath. BS. Well, I mean, I love Shay. For that, I love him. Just like no quibbling about, just straight in there. Bosh. Love it completely.
Brilliant.
So I think
Brilliant.
we are all in agreement with Shay on that one completely. But yeah, that's just some of the transfer stuff that I've been looking at so far around here, and it's just astonishing, to be quite honest with you. It really is. Kev's just put in again, Bellerin has signed a 1-year Barcelona, not being funny. I'm glad. Do you know what? I wish him all the best. I've never had a problem with Bellerin. He seems a nice guy. He's done, let's be fair, he has put his shift in for Arsenal. But once we kind of moved on to the club, he just couldn't keep up as a player. And I do wish him all the best. Luca, AFC, I don't know if you're joking with this. Arteta read you out, Luca. What's going on? Why? What's the problem, Luca? And then my boy's still in the chat. I'm well impressed. It must be time to go to bed soon, mate. Love that Shay gets straight to the point. Yeah, agree. Completely agree with that. But Luca, going back to you, I don't know if you're being serious or ironic on this one. To do let us, or drunk, yeah. Good luck to Hector. Yeah, 100% local.
Yeah, agreed. Okay.
Definitely. I think that I don't know anyone who's really had a bad word to say about Hector Bellerin. And he seems like a nice guy as well. He's got some weird fashion sense, but as in a lot of footballers at the moment.
We could have got
genuinely
money
good luck.
years ago, and we should have done.
That's the thing. And do you know what though? We had that chance. But we had the chance, and we decided to keep hold of it. You roll that dice, don't you? And I think that unfortunately we are in a case where we have to let players go.
He was never going to get any better. We were always looking to upgrade him. Why didn't we sell him? We could have got 25 mil for him. Look at Maitland-Niles. Probably negative. Again, what are we going to get for him?
Well, again, he's just going to be one of these players I think we loan out until his contract expires, and then he'll be off, unfortunately. I think
we could have got 25 mil for him as well.
Yeah. We have got to look at that angle. I think we have definitely got to look on that. I think it's because of the wages. If you look into it, it's the wages.
It's the wages.
It's-
Melvin, it's in our DNA. We're really poor at that. We get rid of players which we could get so much money for. We just don't do it. We miss a trick every time. I mean, Ramsey went for a free. I mean, Ramsey isn't
Yeah,
exactly
that's
rubbish, was he? I mean, it's just things like that. It's ridiculous, really.
absolutely ridiculous. I agree.
I mean, even
Hopefully we'll learn.
Leno went for what? Was it 4 million? I mean, really?
Yeah, I know.
Leno's worth more than 4 million.
I know.
It's ridiculous.
After last night, you might think he might be worth staying after last night because he had a re-cane, didn't he, over Ramsdale?
Yeah.
At the end. That goal.
By the way, Aubameyang's currently having a Chelsea medical, which I think is like everyone
I'll
knows
go
what's
through
going
it.
to happen there. Absolutely couldn't really care less about that.
Neither can I.
Yeah.
No.
So I'm going to swiftly move on. So I'm going to go on to our weekly Facebook feature now at the moment. So this is where I scour Facebook and see what the players have got to say for themselves. As you all know, hopefully by watching it, there are some players who are very, very active on social. And I think the most active person is our Fabio. Fabio has been active again over the last couple of weeks. Hello, Gooners, with a little wink and a little, I don't know what that is there, a little handshake. And the only thing I can think of is because he's not doing much else. So he has a lot of time on his hands to get involved with Facebook. So, you know, I'll just run you through what's happened to Fabio. So obviously just a nice little picture there. And we got someone who said, you came to take selfies. Don't bring your Man U behaviours here. Is that a selfie? I don't see any selfie there, Ogre.
Must have a very long arm if it is.
I'd be really worried. I'd be a bit concerned about that if it was. And then we
Be
kind
a
of
good goalkeeper, though, wouldn't he?
It'd be great. It'd be great. I mean, focus to get 3 points this afternoon, then you can laugh. Good luck, Goodness. Yes, thanks. So people still kind of get it. The next one really makes me laugh from Kenneth, by the way. Kenneth writes, cuties. Do that on the pitch of play today. Cuties. Ain't ready to see you. L's not having none of it. I ain't ready to see you yet. No, I'm not having it. We can't wait. Wash you do your magic. So they're going to wash him do your magic. To die. Not quite sure what they mean. Best of luck, Fabio.
They change the colour of the clothes when they're dying.
and Zani says, you're two persons every time together. I know. They're best mates though. Your best mates. They do things for the club, you know. This was after the Bournemouth game. So 3 games, 9 points. I love this team. What a goal, Willow. Fair enough. Nothing wrong with that, really, is it? But the comments are the ones that always that make me laugh. My mouth was dripping, man. Thought I was going to see a glimpse of your magnificent. But the patient continues. His mouth was dripping. Proper dripping. And he's like, I'm loving Fabio Vieira, my best midfielder. Hasn't even seen him play yet. You know. A great beginning. Let's keep moving forward. Yeah. Perfect teamwork. I love Arsenal. Yeah, that's all well and good. And then the other one goes a little bit deeper. So, Umar, I'm curious to see your game tactics. He's not a manager, mate. He's a player. Waiting for you to play Brody. I don't know who Brody is, but evidently Keenan's waiting for him to play, which is, you know, he's a lad. Yeah, Brody. Yeah, I don't know. But also a bit down here, Aminu, I think he must be a troll, has said, is your time to win, time to lose is coming soonest.
What?
Yeah, exactly.
It's a well-known saying.
What's going on?
It's a game. He's playing a game because we've got to rearrange that to make a sentence.
Yeah, it's true. I think that they must be playing. What's that word jumble game they're doing? I can't remember what it's called. Obviously, I don't play it. And then, I think, again, what he does quite a lot, Fabio, is, I don't know if boys have been noticing, he tends to post links for the games, which I think is a lovely thing for him to do. So he's put, I will see you at the Emirates. Those who cannot come watch for free on the app. It's nice that he's included a picture of when he was at Porto down there as well, so he's not forgetting his Porto roots. But this is what he does. Like, he's a genuine guy. He sends these Forza of football links so people can kind of watch the games. They can't go, what a man. Some people are not too sure, though. But those apps, sometimes they don't work. Really?
Sue him.
Yeah, exactly. Thomas, though, says, please, Arteta, allow this guy to have his debut at the Emirates Stadium today. I don't know why you're telling Fabio that, rather than Arteta. Arteta's on Twitter. We've all seen it. We've all seen him on Facebook. From the look of things, this Portuguese international is extremely excited about playing for the Colours. You have a goal today. I can't pronounce that one from Aiden. I'm not even going to try.
No.
Then we had a nice innocent one here. Gooners, we are ready to win. Arsenal versus Leicester. You can imagine what's going to happen next. This was before the Fulham game, by the way. Obviously, Fabio Vieira telling us that, Arsenal beat Leicester on there. Fulham? We already cooked Leicester. Leicester. If the player himself is already confused, how will we win? But I really trust the process. We're going to cook Fulham. It's Fulham, please. I think Emmanuel sussed it, though. Does it mean that this account handler doesn't have the timetable? Or fixture list, maybe? I don't know. He's starting to get there. We got another one that says, WTF, it's Fulham. I can't wait to see you, Fabi. You forgot him already. He's forgiven him. It's Fulham, but it's all right. Can't wait to see you. We're playing Fulham, not Leicester. Does this fam know he's even in the Premier League? Not quite sure. There's some questions being raised about Vieira on this now. A nice WRHV to win. Daka is coming, bro. I thought he played for Leicester, but we're playing Fulham. People are getting very confused now. It goes on. Look, Yahoo boy. It's Fulham, not Leicester. People are getting a bit peed off with him now. It's Fulham. We can't wait to see you on pitch, bro. You will do a effing good job. It's Fulham, not Leicester. I think he's realised now. Enough people have told him. But then the next one kind of sums it up. Fabio is drunk. It's Fulham. Not correct. Not Leicester, but Fulham. It's like you're not the one handling this page. Really? They're only just getting it. Are you playing? Like, you done high? Just like these people, just like they finally get it. And then there was this one as well, which made me laugh a little bit. And winning goal. Oh, this was after. So sorry, this was when he posted after the Fulham win. Proud to wear this shirt, etc. And then they were saying, and the winning goal was scored, and you didn't celebrate. Did anyone actually see this when we scored the winning goal against Fulham? The Zinchenko on the bench went absolutely.
Yes, mad. Yeah, mad.
Yeah. Did you see Vieira though? Did you actually notice him at all?
No, tell me.
No. So this is what they're having to go about. Exactly, you are right. He doesn't look like someone that will be so interesting on the pitch. Even when he will score his first goal, I don't see him celebrating so fantastic. Do you have team spirit? Or you want to play games? Because I've never seen you celebrating for Arsenal goals. So this was basically it. So this was it. So he doesn't look proud to me simply because you were not playing. So this is little Fabio here, look, on there. And I've got a bit closer to him. He doesn't look happy, bless him. It looks like he doesn't know what to do. He looks a little bit lost there, bless him. He's like, what the hell's going on?
No, the goal was lost in language. We got lost in language, wasn't it? Not lost in translation, rather.
I don't know. It's a
funny picture, though, I've got to say.
It's a brilliant picture. I mean, everyone's going mental. There's Zinchenko, if you look, let's go back one, going absolutely mental there. Yeah. Crazy.
You're going to have so many captions, isn't it, on that one? So many.
It's really going to come back and haunt him there. I mean, like, I don't get it. I mean, at least clap. I mean, poor Fabio. He does get a lot of stick, bless him. To be honest, I don't know why he persists with Facebook. I really don't. If I was him, I'd just give it up and go from there, really. So let's just catch up with a few comments in the chat.
What's happening? Anything?
So we've got good luck, Hector. I agree. All the best to Hector. Kev again. Yeah, best luck to Hector. No issue with the man. As a footballer, he was never good enough for us. I kind of agree with that. He had a couple of good years. Times are changing. Chelsea are now signing our rejects. I agree with that, actually. Whilst looking up at us at the top, the Roman Empire has crumbled. But they are splashing money on ridiculous players. Like the amount of money they're playing. Like Fofana for nearly 70 million when he hardly played last season. I think that's just crazy. And they're trying to sign that guy from Leipzig for, again, 70 million and loan him back. It's ridiculous. Evening, Russ. Good to see you. Evening. Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. As you mentioned earlier, yeah. Forest and Aaron talks about Troy. I think it might be danger being a Forest player soon. Yeah, I think we're all up for it. I'm waiting for the phone call, to be honest. I should be keeping an eye out, really.
Got your boots on. Have you got yourself ready, Adam?
I think I'll be good enough for Forest. I mean, I don't think I'll play much, but I might get a space on the bench and act like Fabio when I score.
Yeah, get your Facebook page out.
Oh, look, do you reckon this? Kev's got a conspiracy feeling. Vieira had a bet on Fulham drawing. Hence the sour face.
Maybe.
Maybe. I mean, we might be on to something there. We might well be on to something. Just a couple more players I want to point out. I'm not going to dwell on the players too much, but some of the ones this week have been pretty good. So Pepe found himself on Facebook last week. Nicolas Pepe. And I'm still following him, obviously, because, now he's in France. He hasn't got off to the best start. We've lost Melvin. It was good while it lasted, Melvin. We'll see if he comes back in a minute. But Nicolas Pepe, another amazing performance by this lads this weekend. I still have splinters. I hope for a nice week ahead. Something tells me that this might not be Pepe. I'm thinking because he's been sitting on the bench too long. I'm thinking this might be it. So something tells me that maybe a professional footballer might not talk like that.
No.
But we go on a couple of days on, and he signs for Nice. Let's get going again and get these splinters out of my backside. Right.
If it
is him, I think I don't know if that. Maybe that's why he was so awful in his first game. He had splinters and he couldn't get the intensity up. Maybe that's what it was.
Brilliant.
The manager had a right go at him the other day, so I think maybe it is because of that. Nice kit, by the way. That Nice kit. It's very Nice, isn't it?
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
There we go. Melvin's back. Here we go.
So I don't know what happened there.
Let's get back in angle. And then last one from Nicolas Pepe this week when he played not the nicest of starts. I like what he's done there. But well played Nuno. He's commenting to Nuno Tavares. You look a real talent now. Need to get my intensity back. Yes, I think so. Nicolas Pepe. But it's nice for him to kind of call out one of his friends there.
Yes.
So that was all well and good. Just moving on, we've got Saliba. He's been back on. I think he's got a bit carried away with that new song of his, which I love, by the way. It's like the easiest song in the world. But when that gets going around the stadium, it's
amazing.
Brilliant. So this was after the Bournemouth win. Excellent. Yeah, looked good. What a goal, by the way. Again, I've not been on the show since then. I like this. Congrats, bro. You registered your first goal for Arsenal today. In case he wasn't aware, just telling him, now let the counting begin. I think that's really nice of Woodward, just to let him know, in case he'd forgotten. We love you for Saliba. And the third one is my favourite. I divorced my wife just to concentrate on your games. I'm sure El Walio de Arsenal, Mrs. de Arsenal is really happy if that's the case. It goes on that Naomi has got involved and she said, "You're such a darling," blowing a kiss. Bravo, beautiful goal today. Congratulations to us. Lots and lots of stuff. It's all great for Saliba. Very different to the feel of the Fabio ones, I feel. Saliba's definitely got some fans out there. Once again, I've enjoyed Arsenal. You guys take us back to the old memories. Just keep the fire burning. I like Charles Fuku's comment. Fuku, by the way, that was TH. What happened to Gabby hairline? I have been wondering this because I look back to last season. He had a pretty good hair going on there.
Yeah.
Now he looks like me. I don't quite know what's gone on there. He needs to go and speak to Rob Holding, I think, just to get Rob Holding's details. So,
I like it. Well done.
We've got El Yas has been nice and confident. Upcoming his draw, then lose. Just to clarify, lose. In case we didn't get that the first time. But then Rakpon kind of getting it. This is your really page. This is your really page. Best defender, Nice goal, buddy. I'm still saying Nice. Look what I've done there. Look what he's done to me, bloody Pepe. Congratulations, Bozza. I don't know who Bozza is. Really don't. His name's William Saliba. I don't know where Bozza comes from. And then Saliba's actually got involved with the transfer chat as well in this one. The next one. Fresh start, great mood. Let's go, Gunners. Arsenal star is about to leave. Barcelona wants him for free. I mean, I don't know how Mikel and the club feel about our players constantly talking about the transfers. I mean, it wasn't like this under Wenger. There was none of this. There was a lot more, pins keeping on there. But let's just move on to these ones. A nice one, bro. Please do not leave us. Already, he thinks he's going to Barcelona. He hasn't even bothered to open the link. Keep up the go. Work, bro. Sally. Don't know why he's calling him Sally. We really love you. Good luck, bro. One game at a time. All the best. CK Mallow, where it says, "Will you help me your t-shirt, bro? Visit me here, Kenya." That's lovely. He's got an open invite to come to Kenya. Do you know what I mean? That's absolutely wonderful. No problem. Just before I move on, I just want to say thanks to Melvin. I know he's got to dive out soon. Thank you so much for jumping on, Melvin. It's much appreciated. Have you got Hybrid Matters again next week? Is that coming back?
The next Wednesday, every 2 weeks, we're doing the 1965, 6 and 6, 7 season.
Oh, looking
So
forward to it.
got a
Always.
guest on for that.
anyone who hasn't watched-
We've had been lucky to have 2 excellent ones, and I've got another excellent
Oh,
one.
they've been amazing. They've been so good. I've
Really good.
actually watched both of them back a couple of times because I find them so interesting. So yeah, keep up the good work there. Make sure everyone who's listening tonight is tuning in for those because they are fantastic. So thanks, Melvin. I really appreciate it, mate.
So sorry, mate. Speak to you soon, Melvin. All the best.
All the best. Thank you, boys.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Nice one. So I'm gonna get there soon, Neil. So don't worry, we're nearly there. So
Okay.
the one before I do one is like deal with that Mitrovic of Fulham tomorrow, Sir Sakamfoniously. I don't know who that is, but let's deal with him. And the next one is regards to him thinking he's going to go again. Nice French wall. Let's go Gunners. Wall of Berlin. Don't quite know where that's come from. But Sire Latamantilla, if you go, I will hate you. I feel a bit sorry for him on that one. Feel a little bit sorry for him on that. We'll catch up with a few more of the chats.
I've got to say, Adam.
My son's got an exclusive. Look, yes, wait.
Just side before it off through here. Well done.
Can I
I've
be
got
your
to say,
agent?
Adam, the way you do it is so funny. I'm just sitting here laughing. It's brilliant. I love the way you present this. It's
Oh, I do
fantastic.
appreciate that. I do enjoy it. It's fun. Like, do you know what I mean? It's about having a laugh. James has got a new transfer update. James is in chat. Miguel Aziz has gone to Ibiza on loan for the season. Is that serious? Like,
I hope that's not serious.
I hope that's not serious. But let's see. Great year, 66, says Terry. And later, Magic. Yeah, well done, Melvin. And by Melvin. I'm so glad he can come on tonight. It was excellent to have him on board. I'm gonna, because I noticed we're getting close to that hour, and I want to try and fit it as much as I can. I'm actually going to skip the King Solly section today. So the King Solly is our regular Spurs fan. Going to save him for another day. But I am going to move on now, before we go any further, to finish the day, which I always like to do now. I don't know if you've seen this, with our what's hot and what's not. I don't know if you've seen this part of the show. It's where I kind of find the best things that have happened around social media. But I tend to look at what's not hot, what's not first, and then going ahead with what's hot. So what's not hot this week? I can't even say that, and I'm not even drinking wine.
Tongue twister, Adam. You haven't even had wine.
Tonight, I've not drunk wine because Steve's not here, and it just didn't feel right.
Oh, okay.
Steve.
What? Look, all right.
So I've stuck to beer tonight. I've stuck to a beer.
Done deal. Next time I come on, I'll make sure I've got some red wine.
I have got some just in case I needed it, but I don't feel like I need it tonight. So it's all
okay.
well.
I'll make sure I've got that plan next time, brother.
That sounds perfect. So first of all, what's not? Poor fella. Mr. Scott
I know.
Parker. Wow. He's not had a good week, has he? He's really not had a good week.
I thought that was hard.
How do you feel about that? How do you feel? I thought it was hard. I mean, I think I can't remember what channel it was on. Where was you guys talking on Monday about it? I think he did shoot himself in the foot.
Yeah.
The way and it was as if he was saying "sack me," like. And I think that I do think it's a bit of an overreaction. But would Bournemouth have sacked him if it was 3 or 4-0? Probably not. I don't think, because losing 3 or 4-0 at Anfield is pretty average for most teams.
Exactly. Well,
it's what happens.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it was just the way he come out and said the problem is it might get worse. That's not a good message to the players, the fans, the board. What else can they do? But who are they going to go for? Like, I don't see what managers available who could kind of come in and do a decent job there. They could be. And I'm looking today, they've only signed Jack Stevens, I think, from Southampton. On loan, and I think I've just read somewhere that they're trying to get Nathan Redmond in as well.
I think it can only possibly be what he said. It can't be. I mean, the results. I mean, you're playing. We're on form, and then you've got 2 other great sides, and that's harsh if it was based solely on the results. Surely it wasn't just that.
No, there's got to be something else behind it. Because again, I said to Steve on the show on Tuesday when I was on Steve's show, like if Fulham are looking at Bournemouth, looking at their first 4 games, they got 3 points out of 4. I think that they would have probably accepted that.
Yeah,
they had Man City away, us at home, and then had Liverpool away after Villa. They beat Villa. I think that the Bournemouth hierarchy would have probably said, 3 points out of those first 4 I accept. It must be of what he said. But it's not. But it's not all bad. There's something that always good that comes out of anything bad, which is this: for sale, medium Tom Brown cardigan. Only wore a couple of times. DMA FC Bournemouth for details. Nice one, Scott Parker. So every cloud. So
I think that might just look good on me. I might have to put in a bid.
I don't. I mean, I think
Oh,
I don't. He was making his own statement. You know, the managers don't tend to wear the standard like tracksuits or standard
yeah.
suits nowadays, unless they're the real old school. He was making a statement. It didn't work. I mean, if
No.
once they lost to City, I would have took that off and binned it. But yeah, he was not having none of it. So
Oh, wonderful.
you know, every club. Now, there's something that's not that I wanted to bring up. I don't usually like bringing up real negative stuff, but this is all. It's not. Did you see the Liverpool game last night?
No, I
No,
didn't actually.
I didn't watch it, but have you seen the celebration happened at the end?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Klopp was doing that bit.
No, you
Oh
seen
no,
this.
not this. Oh no, I didn't see that bit.
So you've got, I think that's the Carvalho and that's Harvey Elliott were allegedly doing this gun celebration after that girl got killed after that girl got gunned down in Merseyside.
Wow.
I can't believe this, and like this is all over Twitter today, and like I'm shocked. I was deeply shocked by it. It's like evidently before the game they commented about it and said like this thing should never happen, etc. And then they've got two youngsters who go out and celebrate like that. I mean, it clearly is them pointing a gun. It's like I don't get how they're going to get around this.
Yeah,
it's just shocking. So
no,
I'm saying like you are bad, like Liverpool players and Liverpool club. If they don't take a stand against this, that's not going to bode well for them at all.
No,
and again, I don't like dwelling on stuff like that, but I felt like I had to point it out because if people have not seen that, this is
no, I've not seen that. I've not seen that.
It's disgusting. It is absolutely.
I don't know what to
disgusting.
say. I don't know.
I'm gonna take it off now. But that actually shocked me when I saw it this morning. It was shared by my mate Everton fan Chris. I don't know if you saw him a couple of weeks ago.
Yes.
And if you go into it now, like there's media outlets are saying it, not the mainstream media because they tend to dwell on the Liverpool side. I find. So none of the mainstream media are kind of mentioning this at all, but some of the lesser known online outlets are.
But can I just say, if that had been Arsenal had done that,
can you imagine?
Can you imagine? Why is it that they're protected and it's so? I'm not going to say
it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But now we're going to move on to good stuff. I just want to briefly point that out because it's got to be fair. It's got to be balanced. So this one I quite like. This is Man United reserve goalkeeper Paul Bernardoni. I hate it. This is the French goalkeeper on wearing headphones on match day, and I quite like his comment on this. I don't understand that some people will need it for concentration, but I do understand, sir. But I do not allow myself to have headphones on when I get off the bus. It's a question of respect. We play for the public, and when we meet people, we should be able to hear them. I couldn't live with myself if I missed a kid who asked me for an autograph. Wow. And I love that. This is mentality and mindset every footballer should have. This is a young kid, who's obviously not in the. He obviously is involved in the first team some way. I just love, even though it's Man United, I just love that attitude.
That's fantastic. I love that.
You shared something that I shared before about Wilfred Zaha the other week that I used on the show. Yeah. This guy he's on the same lines. I just think that the players need to be more like these people. Like they need to, have more respect for the people who actually pay to go and watch them.
Correct.
And treat them with that respect that they're due. Yeah. I just think well played to this guy, and I wish him a good career. I'm sure he's listening. I'm sure.
I think this is great. Oh, you must be. And to be honest, I think in a way, what he's done and what some of these players do is amazing. It's marvelous. But you know what? It's a sad indictment of the times because they shouldn't have to.
No,
it should be big given. It should be something that they're just doing anyway, if that makes sense. But he's actually having to make a point of it, which in a way it's sad in itself. But with so many of the players do that, don't they? They got off the bus and got their headphones on. They're not.
I hate it.
It's like it's not right.
I remember the old days when they got off at Highbury, like just walk straight from the mob halls. That was nice. There's none of that now. But now you don't even see them at Arsenal. They go underground, and even when they go under the ground, they still get off like that.
Yeah.
Half of them don't even high five the Gunnosaurus. I mean, come on.
Oh no, come on. That's blasphemy. That is.
Exactly. So just wanted to point that one out. We've got a couple more. What's hot? This is from Nigel de Jong. This is a bit of a pop to Richard Keys. 5 games, 15 points. Not sure Arsenal have any reason to celebrate. Gunners are on fire. Ex-player, nothing to do with Arsenal, but it's good to see, I think, players reacting like that. Yeah. Richard Keys has got a slating for what he said, and rightly so.
Good.
Good. Did you see the fireworks last night after the Emirates?
Yes.
Yeah. I've been waiting. It's brilliant. I love it. And someone put, just imagine if we actually win anything this year, what's going to happen? We beat Villa and we set off fireworks. I mean,
love it. I love it. Why not?
I don't get it. I mean, the football's about passion. And Liverpool scored Liverpool celebration, but regardless, Liverpool scored in the 98th minute last night. They went mental. Klopp went mental. I don't mind that. That's Well, it should be. Like, it
Why
should
are
be
we
that.
questioning it? Why is this even a topic? It's just
I
ridiculous.
don't understand it.
It
and
doesn't
it is-
matter whether you're winning one game or you're winning 5,000 games. It's all the same. At the end of the day, we should be celebrating. And I've always said to maybe you've heard me say it before, Adam, but I've always regretted that I didn't appreciate our golden era as much as I should have. You know
I'm the
why?
same.
Because I
the
became
same.
complacent with it, because it was almost like a given. I used to go to so many games at Highbury in those days, and I'd turn up with the guy I still go with, one of them, Mickey, and we'd sit there thinking, oh, what's it going to be today? 4-5-0. It was always like, yeah, we're going to win no matter what. And I don't. And now I'm never going to make that mistake again. I'm going to celebrate every minute of this.
Do you know what? This is exactly where I'm going from the tweet earlier on with the negative stuff earlier. That's exactly the point I was trying to make. Like, because we've kind of been through that. We've been through the good and the bad. And I'm like you. I probably took the good times under Wenger, the Invincibles, as for granted, thinking that we were going to have that kind of dynasty. And now we've gone through that barren times. I'm really enjoying it again. I'm really enjoying going to football. I'm enjoying watching us play. But I'm not entitled. I know that things could completely heal. So that's what I'm trying to say to these people.
Right.
Just enjoy it. Live in the moment. Enjoy what's going on now. Yeah. Let's not worry about what we're not doing or what we're not signing.
There's a difference between feeling entitled and just enjoying the moment. Two different, very different things. We're not entitled for top four. We're not entitled to anyone. Any football team is not entitled to anything. However, there is nothing stopping us from celebrating a good run. It's as simple as that.
I agree. Completely agree. We've got a few little chats before I go on to the last thing. James has come back. IB for a second division Spanish club. So it does look like he's actually gone there as well. Also, just see him popping up.
Niles.
Maitland Niles has just been confirmed. He looks quite happy. Dodgy shirt he's wearing, but there you go. My son's still in the chat saying bye to Melvin.
Oh, bless him.
Kev's drinking a nice cold glass of Rivals Tears. Yes, I'm sure they taste lovely. They've got Sean Dyche written all over them. Now, I think that's for Bournemouth. Yeah, I think so. I think Sean Dyche has been waiting for something like that to kind of get them out. A friend of mine called Aaron is in the chat. Aaron, good to see you, mate. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you. Really appreciate that, mate. Yes, come on sometime. I sound like Steve now, and come on, show.
Yeah,
someone's got to say that. I agree, mate. The celebration is awful for Liverpool. Doesn't help. The girl was 9 with Firmino in there as well. I agree. Really bad timing, really bad judgment, and I hope they do get picked up on that. It was absolutely terrible. I applaud him. Yep, if any more footballers are like that, completely. Again, we're just getting some confirmation. Ainsley Maitland-Niles joined Saints. Have you seen Aspelow and Richard Keys in the same place? No, actually, that's a good question. I love James's comments. James, you've got to get on here soon as well, mate. You've really got. By the way, I met James for the first time last night. What a guy! I know you and James have known each other for many years, but
never met him. Never met him though.
Seriously,
we've known each other for years, and we've never physically, face to face met.
As I said in our group chat, he was taller than I thought he was, and I think he thought I was taller. And I'm not that tall. We'll have to have a good get together, which I'm sure.
Whatever you are, Adam, you're definitely taller than me. I can guarantee it.
Don't bet on that, mate. Don't bet on that. There's Rich the boss is in here, so celebrating how great the show. Cheers, mate. Cheers. Cheers, Adam and Neil. Great show again. Thanks, lads. Back to work now. Are you still working, Terry? You never stop working. I like the fact that you do stop work. He's a plumber. Don't you remember? Oh, you weren't here last week. He was working in, I can't remember, the woman's house the other day, and she was having a go at us to keep it down.
That's really nice that he makes time to come on, to join and watch the show. It's brilliant, isn't it? Top man.
I've started following you on Twitter as well, Terry, but you haven't given me a follow back yet. Yes. So I'm waiting. I've been told Neil's so short his hair smells of feet.
Yeah, thanks, James.
We'll find out one day.
Don't have any hair. That's the reason. We'll
find that out one day. We'll find that one day. So I've got 2 more things I want to just clarify with the what's hot. So one more what's hot, and I'm going to end on a funny. So the last one's not what's hot. This is the kind of fan that I like. This is exactly the kind of fan who I want to be watching our channel, to be meeting. Daniel, I'm not sure the fixture list has flattered Arsenal. The scorelines have flattered the opposition. These have been proper doings. The first half was electric. This is last night. Up there of anything in the last 10 years. This might be another 07 or 08. This is the kind of fan. This is the people I want on my feed. Obviously, if it was only people like this on my feed, it would be quite a boring show. But these are the kind of people I want to be interacting with, because I do agree with that. Everyone's saying they've got an easy run, easy. We can only beat what's in front of us. They're all Premier League teams, and we have been playing well. Like the first half against Villa last night was amazing, I thought. Yeah. And if we would have been 3 or 4 up, no one would have batted an eyelid. In the end, you look at 2-1, you think, oh, it was tight. It wasn't tight, really. And again, one of the best things I said to my dad, at the games, like the way that we reacted after going that goal, well, after them putting that goal back to go straight back down that field and score like we did against Leicester when we conceded twice. For me, so far, that's my biggest plus point of the season.
Amazing, isn't it? And just quickly, but also Adam, on that, we've conceded 4 goals now, and actually all of them have kind of been our errors. They haven't been good goals by the opposition. So
I completely agree. And I think the way I always say, like old football, sayings, etc. You're always at your most vulnerable when you score a goal. And I think Arteta's literally drilled that into the team now. Yeah. Like literally, if we can see the goal, go straight out, and it's so true. You look at last night, Villa were asleep, Leicester were asleep twice against us. It does happen. Even Fulham to an extent, when they went 1 up, they didn't go for it again. They sat back. So there's definitely something in that. There's one more thing I'm going to finish on, and then go back to the comments if we've got any more. This is not football related, but it was probably my funniest tweet I've seen this week. It was taken at the cricket.
Okay.
My dad loves.
I can't read it.
There's a Quinton de Kock who's a South African cricketer.
Oh,
but this little boy has put, my dad loves the cock. I just love it. It's just brilliant.
Dear.
I hope this doesn't get us in trouble, Rich. I'm sorry if it does, but I just had to share that with
Rich
you.
is probably going, his hands are in his face there. Yeah. No, what have you done?
But I didn't say the P word, so I could be talking about a chicken or anything here. Do you know what I mean? He just might like chickens. Who knows? Yeah, his dad just might like chickens. Let's leave it at that. Absolutely. But that was just, I don't usually go with non-football stuff, but this one just made me tickle. And I'm sure, I think Steve shared this with me actually, because by the way, Steve sends me some weird stuff.
I won't ask.
Most of it's legit. But yeah, that's brilliant. So let's just see who else is on the chat. That's a good one, James. Yes, that was commenting to your hair smells of feet. 2 guys that work for me on long-term. Oh, Terry, you did mention that. Yeah. So, but thanks for tuning in, Terry. Seriously, thanks for amazing. You're always here, and it's so appreciated. It really is. And my boy it's 9:15, mate. You go to bed now. Come on, bedtime. I'm gonna have to have a word with Nana and Grandad, keeping you up. Like my lad, quickly out last night till quarter past 10, watching West Ham versus Spurs. He's 13. Mum wasn't happy this morning. I tell you. Oh. Yeah, good one. Anyway, Loki's back in the chat. Loki, thanks for seeing us. Good show, chat. Cheers in all in the chat. Yeah.
Thank you.
So first, I want to say thank you to again everyone for tuning in. Obviously, I've had a couple of weeks off. We're going to potentially be looking at different nights or every other week once the Europa League starts. Because obviously, they're going to be games on a Thursday. So we'll let you know what's happening with the show ongoing from now. But other than that, thanks for everyone in the chat. We couldn't do this show without you guys getting involved in the chat. It really, really does help. Thanks for Melbourne who joined us earlier. Neil, massive thank you for you. I've been trying to get you on here for a long while, as you know. Please don't be a stranger. You are welcome anytime.
Honestly, it's such an honour, and I always say that, but I really mean it. I truly mean it. It really is to be asked. Even to be asked.
I think we're in a nice. I think our little community we got here in the channel is great. What we're doing is great. We've got like-minded people, the people who tune into the channel as well. And let's just grow together. Let's see what we can do.
100%.
And I thoroughly enjoyed doing this show. I've
loved it. I've watched all of them, and even I'm trying not to laugh so much because it looks a bit silly. I'm just laughing, but you are funny the way you do it. I just love the way you do it. Your presentation with it, the way you say something, and then you bring up the caption or the still image. It's hilarious. It's brilliant.
I do appreciate that, mate. I do really appreciate that. So thanks everyone. If you haven't subscribed to Over an Arsenal, please do so. We have some excellent shows. I'm sure that Rich has got the preview show tomorrow night for the United game. The women's football starting very soon, so there'll be the dedicated women's show. The review is going to be on Monday, which I'm sure we'll see you back on, Neil. We've got the extra time show with Steve on Tuesday, and I think I might be back on for that one as well. And obviously we've got Highbury Matters next Wednesday with Melbourne. Next week's a Zurich game, isn't it? Away. I think
yes.
Next Thursday. Yeah. So I won't be back with the social and pending. We'll see what day we can get in for that one. We're definitely back again. But once again, thank you so much for everyone who got involved. Thanks for everyone for tuning in. And once again, thanks for everyone. And come on, you Gunners. Come on, you Gunners.